could be useful in tanks.
Don't lie to him, Seth. Don't give him false hope.
Especially whenever you hide on top of a mountain and that mountain just so happens to be right where the sun is. Where the enemy's going to be coming at.
You gonna join us, Yusuke, or are you gonna join that guy on his C2 for that exploration thing? Yusuke?
Shit.
He's ignoring us,
I was.
Seth. It's time.
I'm dead.
We must institute our capital punishment. Oh boy, Seth.
I hate my team.
I barely ate anything today.
Come on, just get this game over with. It's over for me. Oh yeah, I'm on a German team. That's why I'm losing.
No, it's because Russians happen to be on that same team. It's
No,
always the
Russians are on
Russians'
the enemy
fault.
team.
Well, it's gotta be the British then.
The British aren't on our team either.
Swedish?
The British are, it's the German, Italians, and the Japanese.
I'll be back. I'm gonna get some water.
Let's just go lose more money. I needed that. That little mouse squeak before the
What's up, Seth?
that little mouse squeak before the little mouse squeak before the your rocket fires is great. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what are you watching?
Someone getting mauled apart by a minigun in an animation of Fallout.
Howdy, boys.
Oh, by the way, Q, I blew up a helicopter with a tow missile.
Okay. Okay.
You know, classic stuff from War Thunder. The speculative, hey, maybe I might be able to do this shot.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best shots, aren't they?
Yes.
In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks? What?
Honestly, I should be given a medal for that, but
Oh my goodness!
I like pizza, though. I'm waiting for you, Seth.
I'm still in a match.
Well, hurry up, Yusuke. You coming?
I want to make a little bit more money.
Hurry up.
Of course, I'm gonna look for any. I was gonna go mining with some people.
There's this picture of this really big turtle in the fridge. It says, "My dog's hungry."
Yeah.
Wait, who's mining with you?
Oh, fudge. I've lost.
Hey, see if you can find anything worth watching.
Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not responding to Hanger.
What a nut.
Yeah, I've done what I needed to do. I like the little mouse squeak. Don't you, Q?
Mouse squeaks. Like,
Yeah,
like
little
you?
mouse squeak whenever the thing,
It goes clink, 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 or something like that.
it goes, and then, boom. And the rocket fires. Lots of noise and. Oh, I stand to make some lines off that. That's nice.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right, you won't believe what happened
Hey.
to me today.
What happened this time, Jen?
An old
You
woman
just-
bumped into me in the grocery store. Spilled almond milk all over me robe. Now I've got to go back to the cleaners. Oh, this is the worst day of my life. Oh, if only someone would do something about that Mrs. Bethany Stevenson. Oh,
Hey, Q.
I took a picture.
Graham, that seems like a gross
Q.
misuse of my powers.
And I am about to misuse me bone foot upside your head if you don't write that old crone's name in the book, boy.
Q. Did you watch the video I sent you? I think you might like it. You love watching stuff like that.
This guy's giving away money. Uh-oh. Ah, fuck.
Hey, I got 17,000. Yay!
Some guy said he was. Who'd you
What?
find to go mining with you, Yusuke, you little shit?
Chris Sanchez, whatever that guy is.
Freaking
That guy
jealous.
Chris.
Jealous of you. Now touch me.
Look,
It's only 50%
Why?
gay
There's
because we're
so much
both.
weird stuff going on
Yes.
that I'm noticing. I'm trying to stay focused on like on one thing at a time. This looks very similar to the systems I built in 2004. Look at how lonely these memory modules are. They have no friends.
Yeah.
None of us is going
That
to
does look
survive
shitty.
this. Is it just me or do this?
Oh yeah,
motherboard
you'll just
be
look
like
at that and go,
sauce?
why did they like? It's so cheaply
Reviewing this
built.
computer is quite the adventure. This is the Dell G5 5000. We bought it for about $900,
Mm-hmm.
and it is genuinely worse than the Walmart computer that we bought and reviewed a few years ago. And for a lot of really low-hanging fruit reasons, all the way up to more secretive and sneaky reasons. So this thing is riddled with problems. In fact, it's been such a challenge to review specifically because of that. Because we've had trouble trying to condense down all of the
I watched those
issues
fall through the
into
world.
one
3,
tight
and they
packed
fell
video.
through the world.
And what we're kind of doing is running two videos. We have this one for the teardown and the discussion of many billing and support issues from Dell. So these are the two factors that if you are not too informed on computers and you're just buying a pre-built because you don't want to deal with the hardware level information, these are the things that matter most for you. And
Oh,
separately,
you know what I
if
did
you're a
earlier?
person who does know about computers, and you just want to
I
buy
shot
a
out an
computer
ally
basically
instead of the
in a
enemy.
box because it's hard to get one independently right now. Well, we have other issues to pass along to you.
You're playing,
But
making
let's get
big
into the video
moves.
on the Dell G5 5000.
Eh,
Before that,
I
this
saw
video is
one
sponsored
Set
guy
by
thinking
bullying
long
the
term.
nice.
store.gamersaccess.net,
What?
Set the
because
thinking
how
long
else
term.
can we afford to subject ourselves to the horror that is reviewing a computer like this?
Well, then I got
Support on
killed
the
by
GN
said
store is
same
how
enemy.
we can afford to buy pre-builds like this
What?
one
That
for in-depth
bastard.
review, free of influence from the
Saved his
manufacturer.
ass.
Our brand
Thank
new
you.
red black charge mouse pad is now on the store with a GPU layout design, custom red rubber underside, and red stitching. It's a high quality mouse pad that's joined by our also brand new
I missed.
mouse pad, blue and black, resembling a mini ITX.
I don't know where he is.
He's right there, Seth. Look, he's shooting his machine gun through the.
I can't, because guess what? I'm dead.
High quality 3D design are available on back order and will be shipping out in about a month.
You know why I was dead?
Demand for these, and
Because you said so?
want to guarantee that you get
No,
one the
my
next
engine
round.
was out.
Back ordering is the best way to do that while still supporting our research. Visit store.gamersaccess.net to grab one of our mouse pads, mod mats, bar runners, or other items. This thing is dismal. It's been really tough to review because, again, there's so many things wrong with it that it's like trying to stay focused on any one thing to write about it is a challenge. So, really quick list of issues before
Hey,
we get
Q,
into
you got
it.
the skull
Again,
on
this
your
one
head.
is
It
going to
looks
be
like
teardown, so we're gonna be
you
looking
killed
at the
me.
assembly quality, the component quality, the type of parts used, like this
I did
absolutely
not.
bizarre power supply.
Yep,
It's not
it
even
has.
ATX
You have
12
the you
It's
killed me
something
skull
special.
on your head.
But I
And we'll
didn't.
also be going through
Well, then why do you have the?
support and the billing. We'll go through benchmarks in a separate video. We do have them though.
What?
Not super promising, but we do have the benchmark. And we'll be going
Hey, Q,
through
tell me
the
how I got target
assembly.
undamaged.
So as we ramp into this coverage, one thing we want to
'Cause
make
you hit him
really
with a
clear
machine
is
gun.
this is not intended
No,
to be
no, that was my
DIY,
main
do it
cannon. I
yourself,
shot
build
it
your own
with.
computer
AP?
elitism. We think there are a lot of valid reasons
Yeah.
to buy a pre-built.
Because it
and there are
overpinned.
Good pre-builds out there.
I didn't hit
You're
anything
not
before.
buying them for you.
Probably.
But the thing is, we'd like to see people buying
He just went through one end out the other.
You should have at least
And
felt a
in
very
this
violent
instance,
jerk in one
as you'll
direction.
find out, it makes a lot less sense than the competitor. So that's
Right?
really the problem. It's
Yeah.
not about build it yourself versus don't. It's completely valid.
Oh,
Build your own computer. I don't cook my own food or do the oil changes on my own car. That's because I want to do other stuff, so I pay someone who's good at it to do those things. And the same goes for a computer. You don't have to build your own to get something good, but you should get something good, and that might be provided.
And this is
instead
why
by
I'm
competitor.
wanting
We'll
to
get
get
those
off.
as well. But this thing is
That's
my
exactly the
product.
reason.
Just do another battle rating or do another game.
It has a GTX 16
No, I'd
Super.
rather
This is
eat
actually
a,
not a completely abysmal deal right now in terms of pricing and what you get.
Poison
You buy from Dell.com, it's about
down
$850
battle
to
ratings.
$500. We
Why?
buy
Some
a
of
system
good
from Dell.com
reasons.
that's
We'll do
gonna
Germany, we'll do
scale our
Tigers.
family and have a lot of
I'm good.
commentary on that buying process that we'll include in this
I'm
video.
stubborn and I
But
will not
either way,
surrender.
$859, and given the current GPU market, sadly it's not too bad if you can use the system for something and not just one part. Problem: most of these parts are
I don't know what the hell I'm
proprietary.
fighting in this
Usefulness
battle
in
rating.
cases,
How do you
limits
think
your
I
ability to
feel?
resell it, limits your ability to pull
I
I
don't
just
know
see a
what
bunch
I'm
of
fighting
tanks and I
against
just
battle
randomly
rating.
If
shoot.
you are a pre-built
That's
buyer
exactly
because
what
you
I do,
don't
Q.
want to ever open the computer and use it, the bad news there is you're going to have a very difficult time keeping this this thing in service and alive as parts eventually start to beat and fail.
I just
Another
end up
problem
just
is
trying
the
to aim
motor.
where I
It's
think it might do
absolutely
something,
insane how much garbage is on
using
this
some
system.
minor
30%
logic.
GPU utilization in some instances. We'll talk about that in part 2. The benchmarks are not particularly stunning for any metric, and then the support and the billing
You know, I was about to
for
spawn in a
Dell
plane,
stuck
but then I was like,
charges
there's
into
nobody
our
up in the air,
invoice
is
when we
there?
purchased from Dell.com
Oh, there is.
Alienware system, and also
I created it.
not knowing who we were when we requested support on the billing for that, Dell then used my personal cell phone number to try to access our account information.
We can play Hearts of
without
Iron
notifying me.
or
So
other
I got a
games.
one-time passcode and immediately
yep,
had several hours of my day ruined because I was trying to
That was
make
our
sure
team.
we weren't under some sort of targeted attack on our account. Not that there's anything valuable in our Dell.com account because, well, I mean, for the rest of the specs, there's a single stick with 8 gigabytes of memory. There's 4 DIMM slots here, 1 stick, and it's 26 megahertz. This point of Intel limitation. There is a very small M.2 SSD, 6 gigabyte drive, and there's a hard drive in there as well. But that's about it. And the video card is a non-branded Dell V-BIOS loaded card, personally, with one of the absolute worst assemblies we've ever seen. Let's get into the teardown, and then we'll talk about the other myriad issues with Dell. The back of the box is clearly custom built for the G5. We'll find out once we get in there, but this to me looks like the case is actually stamped for the motherboard. There's a little bit of ventilation
What
here
shot
where
at you?
It looks like there's
Hey, he's already
an
dead.
80 mil fan. For some reason, this is what we're using, and the 80 mil fan is held in with these rubber.
Oh, I can't break that.
Just tabs that pull through.
You'd have to actually
as
be able to
opposed
damage
pass
me.
throughs.
No, I want to break your fuel can.
I know.
Now looking at the case, the first thing I notice is that the right side, it comes up, it's got 2 screws as normal, but it comes up here and it wraps over the top of the chassis frame.
Long time next to you, I
that's
make
one,
money.
Non-standard, but then
That's
you
what
have
I'll do.
this side, that's actually riveted in, it looks like. So I'm not sure. There's
But you
probably
try a
two
different
here.
nation.
Actually, if you look at the motherboard line,
No.
that looks like it is going to be the back of the case where I don't
Or,
think
you know,
there's
try to
really
do things
anything
differently.
between the motherboard tray and this
I am doing
side
things
panel and
differently.
scripting it in, which is very important.
Ah, shit, I'm hitting the wrong
It's a
buttons.
small box, at least that's what we get.
I was trying to switch to my gun.
The power
It actually
supply
brought up the
is
scoreboard
clearly
and
not
paused the game and all kinds of other shit.
The front of the case actually looks pretty good from a
Get behind me,
look
Seth.
standpoint.
Or hide behind
Dell
the
has
something
done a
over
good
there.
job of making a case that looks a lot more expensive than it is, which isn't meant to be an insult. That's what
Are you
most
hitting
case
him?
manufacturers do.
No.
Unfortunately, once you
Oh, I
look
got
at
this.
it, it is a lot more restricted on the airflow than
Ow.
it appears. First of all, these are very thick pieces of plastic, so the actual air
He
space
touched me in
gaps
bad
on
places.
this plastic is not nearly as much as
I've
it
witnessed
looks.
this and I'm
And also,
disturbed.
behind it, I can see
Deeply
a solid
disturbed.
steel wall.
He touched me in
that
bad
is the
places.
top,
You saw it.
a couple inches
Yep.
there of the panel, and that means
Why
that
do
this
people always
house
shoot
is
at?
always
Why do
raised
people
at
shoot
a
at the
low
mouths?
actual
You
airflow.
with
Okay,
cannons.
up
By the way,
exterior,
there's a car
take the
coming
side
down that
panel off.
road. Did you see it?
Oh,
It
he
was
turned.
Yeah, you see him? He's red.
Yeah.
Bright red.
It's like he's driving in circles.
Yeah, what? I never seen a bright red tank before.
I'll show him.
Is that a battle strategy?
I'm assuming he's doing it because planes, because it looked like an R3, but he's gone.
Yeah.
It's like looking at a little mouse scurry around. Or something. Or a rat. I'm gonna get behind this for a second. Because I hear something big coming.
So here's the panel.
Yeah, I could have got that Sheridan before he backed away. But I hit all kinds of the wrong buttons.
Enemy down the road, don't you see it? By the way, helicopter. You're right. Left.
Now before we look at the inside of the system, the illustrative point I made earlier. So I'm going to shine a light, a hand light, through
There we go.
Wherever you don't see it shining through, it is blocked off.
There he
So
was again.
This is obviously completely blocked off, especially up here.
And
There's steel paneling. So hard drive here. No air coming through that area. And
you can tell I have a lot of
eventually
practice
get
with
some
this
light shining
vehicle.
through in this region.
It's a
This
joke.
has been thermally tested
I have
already.
no
I
practice
have
with
not
that
taken
gun.
this thing apart. This is my first
I made
time
profit,
looking at it.
13,000.
We
Oh,
did
14.
thermals,
Oh
before
boy.
any disassembly,
Look at me.
so- because I assume once we rebuild it, we're going to rebuild it
And
better
I
than
only
we
shot
built.
like 3 guys.
And we wanted to test it out of box.
That's good for you.
I got
Or
3
the
assists.
obstructed even down there.
Oh
And there's no
boy,
intake
and I'm
valve.
second
So
on
only
the
thing you
team.
get is 80 volt in
Uh-oh.
the back, and then there is a CPU downdraft.
That's a
core
bad sign.
that is
I've always seen it as a
embarrassingly
bad
cheap
sign whenever you're
on this
first place on the
10400,
team.
This Core 10400. This isn't even a
Uh-oh.
standard Intel
I lost
core.
12
This is
grand on that
special.
battle.
I
It's a
made
Dell
14.
special core. So that's already been thermally tested. We'll look at those numbers later.
I have
And then
done nothing
internally,
but
I
lost
see a lot
money
of
this
things that are
today.
really interesting to me. So let's
Well, let's
start
try
with
doing
power.
something different.
Just looking at this
No.
thing,
I'm
First thing
being
I noticed-
stubborn, Q. Let me be
I
stubborn.
didn't say you have to do
24
another nation.
and
Just
there is
different
a
strategy.
PS 12 volt. I'm a little bit scared to hold on to this. Oh, this is an LED bar.
Let's try doing some flanking.
Plastic bar for LEDs that is screwed into the hard drive cage. At least they screwed it into the steel part. That's good. And into the front of the case.
Flanking and sniping.
Hole.
Q, you wanna know how bad I've been doing today?
So that's that. There's no screws holding the video card in.
Okay.
I guess that's
Let me see if I can help you with something.
EPS 12 volt.
I
two
went
4-pins here.
straight
We have a completely
past the front
uncovered
line
VRM
and
switch. As
into
long
the
as it's
enemy's spawn
powerful enough
with
for the CPU
needing
that's in
no
there, that's fine. We'll test
resistance.
that for thermals as well, but no heat sink on the MOSFETs. Now the 24-pin is missing, but we do have down here
And then someone spawns and kills you.
a 6-pin.
No, someone shoots me from behind.
VO spec that's eventually replaced an ATX.
Yeah,
here
you should have been there anyway.
is supposed to be a 10-pin to replace the 24.
Or actually,
not
this is
6.
generally
So
what
this
happens.
isn't quite
Then I see a guy, I
ATX
shoot
12
him,
It's a little bit different.
but I'm
unique.
not
We'll
hitting
have
the
to-
turret
we'll
anymore
have to
because I
look at
keep
it maybe
forgetting
closer
that
now.
part.
See what's going on. There's purple, gray,
And,
blue, black. These are not standard colors that
Well,
Well, here, I'm bringing big boys, so you can hide behind me.
we all are already in
and
territory
anyways,
of having a
so
proprietary
I
motherboard.
blow out their engine
The form
or their
factor is
driver, and they
also,
just
I
turn
don't
around
believe,
like,
a
oh.
standard that
they killed
I
me.
know of.
I think someone just
It's
tried
not
to shoot
ATX,
me.
It's not a micro ATX.
Yeah, that was an
It's not
ally.
mini ITX. It's not EATX.
Oh, I
it's
heard a
not
shell
SIEB,
bounce off of me.
It's not SICEB, puts us in proprietary component
Oh,
territory.
there
or at
goes a
least
rocket.
Adjacent to it, bordering
Mhm.
proprietary parts. Because if you ever have a power supply failure, you will have to get an extremely specific power supply to replace this one.
Because
And
Dell
likewise,
loves
if
to
you
do
have
that.
A motherboard failure, you'll have to
Force you to get
power
go
supply
through
to
them
run
to
the
get
motherboard
your
that
parts.
you're gonna buy if it's on this
That's
one.
why they make it all
Component
like.
choice.
That's why they
You
make
have
it
one
like
stick of RAM,
hieroglyphs.
is at least the
You better
correct
back up,
slot,
Seth.
and
I know. I saw him.
That's
that
a
is
very
such
bad spot.
sad stick of RAM. Look at how lonely these memory modules are. They have no friends. And this is an 8GB stick. It is PC4 3200, so we're 3200 megahertz. It does not run at 3200 megahertz, but Dell has notated this as manual, and it in fact runs at 2666 for the CPU, but it'll run at 2933 for other ones because this is
Oh,
not a
I just
Z-series
bounced
chipset.
another shot.
This
But
is
it did do
interesting
some
too.
damage a little bit.
This is not a branded video card. Just using a standard 6-pin at least. So this is a PCIe 6-pin. That's
Well, I'm getting some of their attention for you.
So there's the video card.
That's
NVIDIA
nice.
does not make this product as like a thing to buy, but they do still enforce it. This shows up in GPU-Z as a Dell video card, which means it's Dell vBIOS software. So it's Dell firmware. Someone else is making the board for sure. I mean, GPU's obviously but you might want to take this card apart though.
Oh, my gunner's dead.
Battery,
My transmission's out.
but actually, you know what? Not even necessary. So you can kind of see a gap in there where there's no.
Ah, damn it! I shot over his head.
I'm not gonna take this apart yet.
Don't know
This
how to
looks
aim
very similar to
anymore.
the systems I built in 2004.
I'm so useless.
Reminds me of the Pentium 4 era.
修復を急
The
ぐぞ
slots are the right color, motherboard's the right color, and weirdness. The VRM
That's
has
a
nothing.
bomber's
The
best
chipset
wet
heatsink
dream over there.
is
Dude, do you see that?
comical.
See how many enemies
Yeah.
over there?
Plus the fact that it's not even secured with screws, they've secured it with this contraption. So it might be leftover stock from Pentium 4. There's so much weird stuff going on that I'm noticing. I'm trying to stay focused on like on one thing at a time. Let's look at the power supply. I'm assuming these screws will free our power supply. Okay, well, that's simple enough. The shroud, I give them credit. Like, it's a small box, it's a custom box for an OEM system. For whatever reason, I have absolutely no idea. They've decided to put a window on this thing. Because look at that, it's beautiful. There's, well, don't look that hard, but it deserved a window for some reason. And to give Dell credit, since it has a window, they have actually done a decent job with cable management. There's not a lot of cables to manage, but there is a shroud. It's doing a lot, right? It says it is rated for max 500 watts, but it also says it's limited to 18 amps on 12 volts. So it actually can only do 216 watts on 12 volts. It's not a lot. It's just... So... Power supply is 80 plus white label. This power supply is, as with Walmart's, is probably less than a joke. May taste the test except for the power supply test. Alright, front panel is attached to the case.
What is up with me and not being able to hit anything?
Well,
Oh, no.
maybe you're getting too anxious.
Can't do
You're
that.
trying to be like,
Oh.
you're trying to rush yourself to get the shot off.
Uh-oh. Cute.
They get credit here too. So the IO is attached to the chassis.
They're at
frame.
the church.
That's good.
Alright.
It's not a new thing that's been happening for about a decade now, but
Oh, I'm
OEMs
dead.
have always been really far behind here. So credit to Dell for attaching here instead of all wires and stuff. That just sucks. So, good job. The SATA power is coming from the motherboard, which is similar to ATX 12VO style, in that ATX 12VO says you literally only have 12 volts only out of the power supply. Is this 12VO? This is only 12 volts. It's not necessarily 12VO spec, but it is only 12 volts in the power supply. So what's happening is the power supply is feeding the board with 6-pin, and the board is then doing the conversion to 5, because a SATA drive is going to take 5 volts. So board's doing conversion to 5. That is probably what this VRM is down here in the corner. Got a VRM down here, and that connects. So your SATA never goes to the power supply, it goes to the board, and that's a glimpse of the future for you for 12VO style. The board ends up handling it instead of power supply for voltage. And then SATA cable is, as always, where it just plugs straight in. Alright, so it's custom lighting boards. Just a controller. They've labeled it properly, so this is actually called lighting clear door. So, not bad though. Let's put the board out. Oh wow. That's different. This is
Yeah, I killed the guys
super
at the church, by the way.
Alright, so everything I said earlier about this being
'Cause I was
a
on their
form
flank.
factor, not knowing quite what it is, there is in fact a good reason for that. The board extends all the way here. This is insane. Why? Dell, what the actual fuck are you doing? Never actually said
That's a P8, isn't it?
I don't know, I'm being shot at. I had to. I'm dead.
I'll try to get a bomb off.
I'm gonna lose so much money, but I'm gonna spawn again.
Try the other spawn point.
Oh, you're insane. Wow. Literally insane. They screwed the cooler into the case.
I should have
Yeah.
just spawned as a fighter.
Not into the motherboard. The
Alright,
cooler
keep that guy
screwed
marked
into
for
the
me.
case.
I ain't got much time. I'm
So,
gonna get shut down
The
fast.
cooler then
I'm dead.
is part of the security to hold the board in place, which means the cooler has to come out if the board comes out. Why would you make a load-bearing CPU cooler? I bet it's this one.
I fucking hate radar space. They're neat, but it's annoying.
Going all the way down to the trade.
I can't manage to shoot anyone down when I'm a radar spay.
Assholes. Okay.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Well, it's kind of glued into the thing. Okay, there's the motherboard. Yep. So that was just the system. To make all this very clear again, we ran all the benchmarks before the teardown by going up in the next video because we thought this was probably convincing enough to make our point with this computer. There are many other pre-built systems out there that are better than this one. The biggest problem with this thing is even at $900, even if you're like, this is actually kind of a good deal right now because of the stupid price on video cards, to get an i5-10400F and to get a 1660 Super, and then you figure out the rest of the parts on your own. Even in that scenario, you're better off buying something like one of Cyber Power's computers for about the same price. And even if we don't particularly like one of those, and we did get one in, by the way, we haven't looked at it yet, but even if we don't like those as reviewers, the difference is with something like a Cyber Power, an iWay Power, whatever.
I just realized I was pushing a dead tank.
One of those systems, if you get something
I was like, why
Cyber,
is my aim
it's
all
a
shaky?
completely correct condition, because most likely it's going to be something like the case. Maybe the BIOS configuration. Maybe there's a physical defect you can exchange with them. But in the very least, all of the parts are standard.
Yeah, baby.
They have form factors.
Use
You can move them into another computer
User
and still make
disconnected
use
from
of
your
it.
channel.
This thing,
I
as
have
soon as
abandonment
it's done,
issues.
becomes e-waste. It goes to the landfill, and it gets thrown out, and you, from an economic standpoint, are left holding the bag of, well, I guess it'd be components that are left. So you'd be left with the socketable CPU, and an absolutely terrible rendition of a GTX 1660 Super. The cooler doesn't even contact the memory. The cooler's not good either, by the way. Maybe more content, for example, you know? The CPU cooler isn't even usable. How insane is that? It's metal and a fan, and you can't use it in other places because it's a stupid proprietary, more or less, cooling solution that mounts to the case. So you
Hey,
can't use
Megadex
your
is
other
back.
systems. Even the
5
case,
kills.
which is a metal box, is proprietary.
0.
Because the front to IO,
Oh
and by the
boy,
way,
I made
your,
15,000.
IO shield area,
Okay.
both of those are molded for the Dell specific system. If
Hey,
you don't
kid, you
know
hear
a
me?
lot about computers, you're like, you know,
Megadex is
all
back.
this stuff this guy's
Oh
saying,
boy.
I don't really care.
I
But
know.
if you
I'm
Oh.
about to go
just
to
want
the
to buy a pre-built
website.
system,
See what it looks
game
like.
on, you should still care about this stuff because
Mhm.
all of these problems.
Oh
mean
wow,
that
yep, the website is
long-term,
back.
You are going to end up buying another computer when you
Look
buy
at that.
an
They
issue that
got
is very
7
easy
point
to resolve,
something
even if you
tank
don't want to
sim.
fix it
Oh
yourself.
boy.
Even if you're going to bring it to a shop and have them fix it. Now, as for the billing, we have a whole lot of other problems with this. So, for the Alienware system we bought from Dell.com, there were a few problems.
Is this
One of them we
really
talked about
Megadex's
already a lot in
website,
2
or is
different
this
videos now,
something else?
where Dell had an auto opt-in for that system, $10 a month charge, that they were saying this is a promotion, it's free for the first month for support. But there's a free 1-year warranty, and free in air quotes there, we're going to get back to that. So there's a free 1-year warranty you could choose instead, and then there was the $10 a month charge for this system. It might be like $5 or something, but it was a charge that didn't start occurring until after the first month you've had the system. So you're a lot less likely to see that charge because it's going to be a $10 tick on your credit card a month after you buy the thing. And depending on how carefully you look at your statements, you might not notice that. And also, it's just a pain in the ass, even if you do notice it, and it's extremely unethical. But credit to Dell in the same way you'd give credit for attendance. It did change that policy back after all of our complaints. They emailed us, by the way, to talk on this, back to the free option instead of the bullshit, sneaky monthly charge option. So that's a good change. We haven't vetted their entire website, but it looks like it was changed for at least a few of the systems that we looked at. The problem is that free warranty isn't actually free. And this is something we noticed when one of our viewers emailed us, thank you, you know who you are, and told us that they had purchased the system from Dell, and they had a roughly $67 charge on their invoice that they were not made explained it immediately. I said, just so you know, we're a media outlet and we're reporting on this. And she went, okay, and then continued to talk to her. So the problem is that this charge, Dell told us that they are looking for a resolution for this $67 charge that is listed under a line item for the warranty that was listed as free on the website for the Alienverse.com, not for this one, but this from Best Buy. And when our viewer tried to talk to Dell and get the charge removed, they disconnected from the chat with our viewer. We went through the chat process. We said, we didn't want to pay for this $67. I apologize. I don't know if I didn't notice it, or if it wasn't made clear, or if it's a hidden charge, but I don't want it. The system hasn't shipped yet. Please remove the charge. And the support fought me over. And again, it's not like we were like, do you know who I am? We were just talking to them as a customer. But they fought me over. And eventually, I started making angrier and angrier statements.
These guys said.
Started making some threats about returns
What?
and things like that. And they
These
offered us a
guys.
charge. So it was
Who?
possible to get it back.
They're
If
surrounding
you're
me,
willing to be kind of
Oh.
a jerk.
Allies?
calling me Father Mouse.
But
Now I
it's
died
still
because of
problematic.
them.
It's extremely scummy and slimy, and at the end of the day, if you are
That was
buying this
scary.
apart, you don't get many parts. Problem number one. If you're buying this to use it as a system, be very careful about your billing. And you might have to be a little bit aggressive with them to get something refunded, but they did eventually do it. And if you are buying it to use and you're okay with those charges, power to you, I guess. But just be aware that the system is not good value, and you can buy any number of other brand systems and have something that is much easier to carry forward as it ages, and probably has better parts. This video card, again, not good. Cool, not good. We have benchmarks on this thing. It's horrible. And also, the noise isn't particularly impressive either. Miles, it's terrible. So, there are better options on the market for similar things. As for that $67 charge, what did Dell say to us? Well, they said, we're trying to find a way to basically still charge you for it without making it visible. So their solution, they asked me for a screenshot of our invoice, and they said they wanted to see where that charge was.
Oh, that motherfucker.
It's not supposed to show up. It's supposed to be included, absorbed into the cost of the system, a line item above it. And I said, so there's free warranty, right? She says, yes. I was like, and the free warranty has a $67 charge associated with it that accidentally was made visible to me as the customer. She's like, right, yeah. And so then you guys want to absorb this cost into another line item to hide it from the customer.
You lasted longer than I did.
For the free warranty, right? And she agreed with me. So just watch out. They're trying to. I told them my advice is to get the word free out of there and say it's included in the cost of the system. We'll give you on-site support for 1 year. That's not a bad selling point, but you have to make it clear you can't tell them it's free and lie about it. So that's it for this review. Don't buy this thing. Genuinely worse than the Walmart purchasing experience. At least that thing was a bucket of parts that you could use somewhere else. And at least in that one, after they sent us the correct system, we had no extra recurring billing costs or other bullshit hidden in there like we're going to have or we would have had.
Why is there a Panzer
We
3
didn't get
here?
into a big fight with Dell over it.
Because a
So,
guy brought two
this one
reserves
from
with him.
Best Buy, that is the safest way to
You
buy
didn't
this.
see the chat, but
Because
yeah.
Dell doesn't have your credit
Those are the
card.
guys surrounding me.
A retail
Uh,
but
The Panzer II was sitting in front of me and stuff, and then they were totally trying to.
are not good.
Like,
So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.
they're hanging off of me like I was a jungle gym.
If you'd like to support us directly, we'll have more reviews of
Big
developers
Papa
we're
Mouse.
trying to find good ones. We haven't so far, but subscribe for more. I'll see you all next time.
At least I got it killed, I guess.
Look at this, you can try to get shit. You know, if you must pay. Give up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that? Oh, did you see that? It's right there, actually.
Get him.
Nope. I was off. He's out there. I think they got him.
I don't
Hey,
think
Q.
so.
How'd you like that? Dale just being scummier and scummier.
That's to be expected. I've always seen them that way to a degree.
I know. That's funny though, isn't it? It's like, yeah, they did this.
I assume if somebody knows anything about computers, then they'll know about Dell Beach bullshit. If they don't, then they don't know anything about computers. It's another fucking Centauro. I think he's up here. Oh.
Yeah. I like how he's like, if you just wanted to buy it for parts because it's stupid, you don't even buy it for parts.
Except there's some guy up there to the north somewhere,
Up
like in
there?
this direction or somewhere. It's a wheeled tank destroyer.
Oh, so it has wheels? I like wheels. Uh-oh. Oh god, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Hey Q, right here. Shoot this. Shoot this.
I'm on the way. I died. Remember?
No. Kill it.
I'm coming.
I'm dead.
What is it? A tank?
No. It's a freaking spay.
Where is he?
He's dead now. I killed him.
Well, tow got you too. Where's the tow?
I don't know. He's in between two buildings. That hurt. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? It wasn't that bad. Cause guess what? Thanks to all that shooting he did to me, guess what I get?
Points.
I got quite a bit of points actually, Q.
Yay.
I got a ton of points, you could say. Worth it.
I bet.
I died, but I guess you saw what happened. I actually make it another kill. I caught the actual guy who killed me on fire. But Q, he did touch me. That guy did. It was rather quick how fast I died. It was scary.
Mazina.
You know that? I actually thought he just shot down a plane. I thought I had like a second or two to come in on him. Should have fired the rocket sooner, to be honest, but I didn't. What can you do?
Seth, BMP.
Where? There?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not there, so. But he's right there.
Yep. I
Is
think
he
he's
looking
dead
at
now.
you?
I don't know. No, he's not looking at me.
Q. Okay.
Good job.
I did not think that that was gonna work.
Seth, there's a tow missile right down there.
Oh, but
I saw him come around the corner, but I didn't have enough time to shoot him.
I was hiding behind a tank. I couldn't see him behind the tank.
What were you shooting at then?
A dead tank. I'm not responding.
Had one job.
Who, me? Q, I was shooting at a tank, okay? He was behind the tank. He actually shot above and behind it.
I'm just messing with you.
Give me a good pity trophy, come on. Give me a garbage pity trophy.
I got 1 kill, and look at that. I made a profit of 4,000.
I made a profit of 1,000.
Oh boy. You do better
Slowly
than I
chipping
did.
away. Yeah, slowly chipping it away at that debt. Chip, chip, chip. This is the only game where you lose. This is the only game I know that you lose in-game currency by playing.
Well,
Your best option if you want to keep money is just to stop playing.
or try something different, or practice, or, there's a lot of ways you could do that.
Q, I'm practicing. I am very practiced.
By,
I just suck. I got horrible reaction speed. I got horrible.
You'll get better. The reason why you have horrible reaction speed is because you're not recognizing what you need to do.
I recognize what I need to do. I shoot for the turret. But now I'm shooting for the driver for some reason.
You have
And I'm
great
getting
reaction.
like that because I shoot for the turret and they just laugh at me. They turn around, look at me like I'm crazy, and then shoot me.
You're probably hitting the edges of the turret. Because I've been doing that. Sort of. Sometimes when I see certain tanks, like that one Russian tank that's got that like bar at the front sticking up, I'll aim directly for the front of there.
Q, why do you keep
that'll
picking
tend
up
to
the
do it.
mouse?
To try to help give you an advantage.
How does that give me an advantage?
I'm a big target.
How big? I mean, but whatever. I'm trying to understand, but my brain is like,
They're like, oh, target, shoot at me, and then you shoot them while you hide.
because I have British tank. This tank, I swear, this tank
Yeah.
almost goes as slow as your mouse.
Yeah, British tanks are.
Yeah, the British think they have.
They
good
store their
tanks.
ammo in the front.
Yeah, the British go, oh yeah, we make that good tanks. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Britain. You make.
They put their ammo
Disabled.
right next to the driver, and then it kills everybody inside because they're all standing on top of the ammo.
You're not wrong. Even on this tank, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's a common occurrence. I just shoot when I see the tank you're driving, I just shoot it to the front. I don't even think about it, or the front of the turret. I don't even.
The only
It's a
thing that
no-brainer for me.
The only thing that possibly could save me is the ERA,
Possibly.
and that's a maybe.
They have to actually aim for it.
Yeah.
Using heat, and most people don't use heat. A lot of people don't use heat.
At this BR, you don't. Maybe at a lower BR, it would be okay. Oh, don't forget this thing moves at the speed of a snail.
That's kind of typical for that tank. It's not a road warrior.
Yeah, this tank. Oh, it can go 20 miles an hour on paper. I'd like to see this paper.
Need to be writing the rules.
Yeah, I like to see this paper and let it meet reality.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
because that paper needs to be shown what reality is.
Mm-hmm.
Swedish tanks know how to go at speed. this, I guess the only thing that makes this thing, you realize this thing's a tank is the fact that it goes slow. I think this is where tanks get where people get the idea that tanks go slow. Let this thing meet a XM1. The
All right,
XM1 will
Seth.
show
I'm in
its
position.
speeds. I've already left that place. This
You're
place
still
is
there.
dead.
What? Here's a good idea, Seth. There's a house that goes vertical, a building we can go into
Yeah, I'm trying to hit the
through.
B.
up through here. When I capture down here, sometimes I like to go up through that way. And you can hide behind the walls as a trap. But I tell you, Seth, they're gonna start coming down here.
I think they're trying to fight over A.
The guys that went up at A are gonna die, and they're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna try C now.
Sometimes they do that. Other times they just don't, and they go, "Oh, I could kill that guy." That just killed me.
Yeah.
You know what happens.
I said yeah.
Also,
I
this
agree
is
with
a
your
very,
statement. That is a possible reaction. That is very likely.
Also, look how many people are in this match.
There's 80 people here.
Well, Q needs to learn how to count again, so that
I don't count. I shoot.
I was watching this documentary, World War II in color. Oh boy.
I saw this one documentary talking about the photographs and stuff that were there, and then recordings and stuff, and them in color, and some interesting things.
Yeah.
Like when they colorized that one encounter at the Rhine at one place.
Yeah, they're starting to colorize it, which I think is actually kind of cool. You know, the AI colorization stuff.
That guy just called the British OP. It's because he just doesn't. He just don't know how to play. Hey Seth, my tank's so
What?
tall it can almost aim over the spins.
Oh boy. Either I'm about to die. Hey, look, a British tank. Hey, buddy.
Oh boy, that tank's so OP, ain't it?
Oh shit.
Oh great.
What?
The loony planes are out.
Hey, Q.
I'm on the way. Uh-oh, I bumped into a corner. I gotta speed back up now.
I got the assist. That was actually pretty good. Rude, I'm Italian?
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Man, we've won
Oh, there's
so
no
much
one
that this is just cleanup. Yeah, we won so hard that the whole game, most of the game was just cleanup. That's pretty extreme, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got to spawn in this thing after, 2 kills. And I didn't even get to use it. Oh well, at least I didn't crash it, so I didn't even have to pay the respawn cost.
I made 100 lions.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you didn't do anything.
I was just sitting out in the open. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. Nobody
There was
shows
no
up.
one there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I got 5,000. Hooray! I made 11. I earned 11,000, but
I
the
finally
repair
unlocked the
costs.
suspension. Boy, look at me. I'm gonna be zipping around,
I don't even want to be the suspension of that tank.
screaming.
I don't even think the metal that is being used as the suspension of that tank wants to be the suspension of the tank.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it does have like 8 tracks. 1, 2, 3. Well, 4 sets of suspension on it, I think.
Even that suspension doesn't want to be a part of the tank, though.
It helps though. Screams of pain and terror and torture.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yusuke left so he could do that mining. Oh boy, oh. Oh boy, oh. Oh, please, God, let me get that. Let me get my funds sorted.
Oh yeah, okay, here's your part 2. I think you'll like the part 2 even better of that video. The bloatware on it. It just makes it even better.
The bloatware.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you send me this time?
You've always been an original. But now, you're officially an original. Protect your work with LegalZoom. LegalZoom. Let's make it official.
LegalZoom.
There you go. I clicked on
Zoo of legality. I'm going to rush. Wait, maybe I should go to
what
C.
is malware?
I'm going
Ideally,
there.
it should just be a picture of this application. So we got Dell Support Assist Remediation, Dell Support Assist, Dell Hardware Support, Dell Digital Delivery Services, Dell Data Vault Service API, Dell Data Vault Processor, Dell Data Vault Collector, Dell Client Management Service. I just really feel like they're connected with me. It doesn't feel like the Faceless Corporation emoji. Okay. In the second and final part, our Dell G5 5000 pre-built gaming PC review, we're going
Where are
to
you
evaluate
going?
the bloatware
I'm going to A.
and
Hey,
also
Q.
gaming
That guy
performance.
reminds me of you, by the way.
As well,
Why?
the oddities of the BIOS and the options that
Uh,
not given to
I don't
you
know.
as a
What's up?
user of this $900
I don't know.
Of course,
Seems
coming
like you in a
to
different life.
conclusions as to whether or not you should buy the Dell G5. It does come with this keyboard though. Before that, this video is brought to you by the Thermaltake Tower 100. Thermaltake's Tower 100 is a mini ITX case to serve as a showcase system for your components. The Tower 100 has received many revisions since we first saw it.
Hell,
The case now has an
I'm
open
stuck.
vent
I
at the
can't
bottom
turn.
for intake, a mesh cutout on the side panel for some GPU
Oh, are you
ventilation,
really stuck?
and additional
No, I
mesh
was
along
for a
the side
second.
skirts
I'm
and the
good now.
side panels of the case. The Tower 100 is
I got up
mostly
slightly
focused on
more up the hill, and
short
that seemed to help.
that's small
Now I
enough
just
to
gotta
fit
get
on
over
most
this
vehicles.
hump.
Learn more at the link in the description below. In part 1 of this
Don't
series,
worry,
we do
Q.
a
I'm
tear
already
down
having
Dell
all that
G5
trouble.
sitting next to me here. It's a small box. It's a gaming enclosure you can purchase from Dell directly or from major retailers. We bought this one from Best Buy, and we have an Alienware system on the way from Dell's website. And in part of our evaluation process for pre-builds, one of the things we were looking at was, but is it okay? Is it okay to settle in any capacity in a market where GPUs are hard to get? That's an absolutely valid reason to buy pre-builds. And we're not trying to be elitist about going the DIY approach, but there are pre-builds that you shouldn't buy. And there are pre-builds that would be okay even if you had to rebuild it in a different case. This
thumb
is
joint
one that,
aches.
as we discussed in part 1, which you should watch if you haven't, is mostly made of proprietary components, including an odd CPU cooler, a motherboard whose front I/O is not just a connector for the case, but is literally the case's front I/O.
Someone just shot me in the side and bounced.
And a power supply that isn't even ATX 12VO, but it's also not ATX. Really
From
bizarre.
C.
But anyway, that's part 1. And this one we're going to talk
Ooh,
about.
did you die, or
Some
are
of
you
the other
okay?
I took no
software side of
damage.
things, the bio side of things, and configuration.
Oh, I bounced again off my right side.
Let's get into it. So before we look at all the benchmark numbers, time to look at some software. Pre-built systems often come with
I had like
what's
200
called
millimeters on my
bloatware,
side, Seth.
no particular reason. And we're
So I
gonna look
think
at
that
what
means
the Dell
something.
system has.
This is a
before we look at the rest of
7.7
this.
tank,
So,
according to the
starting
game.
off, we have 15 Windows notifications. Let's go ahead and see what these are. We've rebooted
surprised
the
I
system
bounced
a few
anything.
times, and it looks like we've got Dell Mobile Connect.
But at this point, I almost expect it.
I just imagine you shooting, you're going, why can't I pin?
Why won't you die?
To try and access my own account to see what I've ordered. So I think I'm good with
that
not sharing
moment.
further information. Next thing to do, obviously, we have
Might get there slowly, but I can guarantee you it'll be a bunker's worth.
So we have my Dell.
You're bringing a bunker's worth of steel with you?
Yeah.
Customer Connect, Dell Type C.
Hey boys, need some rebar?
You're just a moving bunker.
Yeah. Hey, they got the tortoise and the T95. Well, we got the mouse house. The mighty mouse.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Why is this here? What is this? The only option is exit and about. Alright, well, let's exit. Alienware command center. Let's see what that is. That's good. You open it and it immediately says download with no user input. It did move fast. I mean, the SSD's doing its job. So I click on it, it immediately starts downloading something. And I don't have an X here. Alright, let's go ahead and let that download go.
Yeah, there's a rocket thing right behind that rock.
There?
Let's go ahead and get my
Yeah, behind that rock.
Well, he's on the other side of the hill for me.
Well, I thought I'd give you a warning. The mouse doesn't like rockets.
Nobody likes rockets.
Well, if you got space armor, you might like rockets a little better, but...
The only space armor I have is next to my tracks.
Stop using emojis. Stop it. You must update to continue this.
Oh, someone just bounced off the side of my turret. No damage. Watch me look at him and then I take damage. Freaking gun mantlet of this damn thing.
Oh god, I got killed. It was worth it.
Where was he?
He's on top of the hill near C.
Yeah,
By the way, I was the one who shot you.
freaking me out, Seth. I panic. I could have got shot from B while doing that because I turned my turret around.
I saw your turret just sticking out. It was so perfect.
Oh, I could have shot that plane. I
I'm
should have
sorry,
done it, but I
kid.
could have shot that plane.
I'm sorry.
It's alright,
I know.
Seth.
I know what I did was wrong, but it was worth it.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's okay, Seth. I just wish you didn't die.
Yeah, I died for it. You didn't die for it. I died.
I got
for
so
it.
deep in the water and I didn't drown. They didn't give me a drown countdown. I want to experiment with that. I want to see how far underwater I can go with this thing. but I'll save that for later.
Hey, Q, a yak tiger.
Okay, now
Oh
most of these are
boy,
NVIDIA and Microsoft.
it's a party now. Uh-oh,
Some
this boy's
antivirus
coming.
stuff
He don't
and
know
Dell
I'm here.
stuff. 8 Dell services that
An
are all
ally
running.
yak tiger.
Excellent. All running in the back.
Just play dead.
So we've got Dell Support Assist remediation.
It's not as easy as it
Support
used to
Assist,
be,
hardware
Seth.
Support, Dell Delivery Services, Dell Data Vault
That
Service
guy's
API,
dead.
Dell Data Vault Processor, Dell Data Vault Collector, Dell Client Management Service. We also have running 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Ah, shoot!
services. Web Advisor,
I didn't mean to shoot.
validation controller,
I accidentally clicked the mouse.
core service, firewall service are all present.
Because my finger got lazy.
There's so much garbage.
Tired, I mean.
Okay, with everything open, let's click through it all. So, McAfee, seen that before. Dell update package. It's a notice that there's an update for Alienware Command Center, which was a self-updating application that immediately started downloading things as soon as we opened it without a prompt. This is already behaving like malware, but it's got another update notification for it. So there's it. What else?
Somebody there.
Killer network. In advertisements, Dropbox. How would you rate your experience with the G5 5000?
硬いな。
I confused him
What?
a second. I fired my heat shell and it went over his turret, and he looked at it real quick. He got confused, and I shot him in my main turret through the front of the turret. My main gun, I mean. I am proud of myself for that one.
Dell Mobile Connect, your phone and from Windows. Dell update, so this is for basically their driver's page. By the way, the driver page for this thing has AMD drivers on it, even though there's no parts of this particular system, and they're marked as open, so that's not. And then finally, Dell, my Dell, one-stop shop for everything related to your G series. About your device, setup software, Dell settings. Here you go. I clicked on System Health, and the first thing I came up with was, what
I just
is
shot that guy in the
malware?
back of the turret.
I feel like it should just be a picture of this application. How do I know if my computer is infected? Browser redirects, pop-ups, homepage changes. We've had at least these two things happen in the last 5 minutes of getting this.
損害警備。何も問題ない。
What? What's the GPU? What is that? What is the or something?
敵車両撃破。
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Gun breach is messed up.
That was
Oh.
crazy.
Oh, someone got him.
guy?
I marked it and someone got him, I
What is it,
think.
malware, and warned about high
I got an
high
assist.
resource utilization was causing very high resource utilization. 30%. If you had that thing open while playing games, the performance would be dismal.
Sweet. I marked him on the map and then someone got him. My first attempt damage taken was from a rocket. And what did he hit my barrel?
Any
I saw that guy.
Especially the big OEMs often have an arrangement between them and some major antivirus provider, largely irrelevant ones.
Is there an enemy plane in the sky right now?
You're gonna end up with stuff on
I
your
don't
system,
know.
so
Yeah,
our advice
there is.
always to clean it up
I
first
see
thing,
one.
or just install a new OS.
It is a jet.
Frankly, I don't trust
Looks like an
the OEMs to
F-84.
install an OS that I want to use, that I want to put my information into. So, if you have the ability, it's not hard. Get a USB device, get a Windows bootable media and burned to it. Microsoft distributes it.
He's
install your
wiggling
OS,
his
it's all
rudder
gone.
for some
You
reason.
just blast it all away
Like a
so you
crazy
can turn
person.
it on, and that'll be a lot better. BIOS is another critical part of the computer, even if you never use it. Dell's UEFI here is pathetic. It's completely barren, and it looks the same as it did in 2009. Literally, it's like the same skin. First, there's no fan control, which is completely insane because there is a PWM header, and there's really no reason not to just have a BIOS option for the user to change the fan speed.
Damn it. I'm not used to the bullet drop on this.
I don't think that guy's gonna. No,
Dell
he's
has
not
a
falling
new
for this
UEFI
world.
version as well that claims a fan speed reduction or a noise reduction. which
What?
would be a fan
He's
speed
still
reduction.
alive.
And there's
What, the
no
spay?
magic here. It's
No.
they are able to control the fan speed, of course, It's just not visible to the user. For whatever it's worth, looking through the rest of the BIOS for small details, Dell has data mode set to raid
I
on
critted him and
rather
wiped
than
out and knocked out
AHCI for
his
some
wing,
reason,
but
maybe
that
some
guy's still
new
up
form
for
of
some reason.
shadow raid sponsorship, and Smart Check is disabled during setup. Dell has
F84
memory set to
balance.
2666 MHz on the 3200 MHz sticks, but the JEDEC settings table for 2666 is loaded for its tighter time.
This tank makes me
This
feel
actually
strong,
does
man.
make sense, and it's a good thing.
急げ
This isn't
こんな
Dell's
ところを
problem in
狙
this
われるわけ
instance.
にはいかない
It's a matter of the chipset and the processor being limited to lower speed. In this instance, the 10400F being a non-K SKU on a non-Z SKU motherboard can't go above 2666. Another positive is that Dell has noted the specific physical location of each USB port and its speed in BIOS. And this is a nice feature. More boards can use this. We've seen it in a couple over the years, but it's not too common. Dell also has some built-in recovery tools for diagnostics, which is another worthwhile feature that an OEM can supply. Unfortunately, the BIOS for this proprietary non-standard motherboard lacks memory and clock controls of any kind other than turbo control, making it basically useless for future upgrades. It's time to get into benchmarks. We'll look at thermals for this hot box that has the deceptive appearance of openness, and we'll also look at the gaming performance, the power consumption, and the noise. As a reminder, all tests were conducted by Patrick prior to the teardown, so the teardown did not influence the results as it was done after testing. We'll start with thermals on that dismal cooler. Thermal testing was conducted with various loads to give Dell the best chance of performance. As always, thermals were conducted in a heavily controlled test lab with a constant ambient temperature of 21
Oh
degrees
boy, I'm going
Celsius. Wait
fast.
for steady state to
I'm
be
going
achieved
backwards at
prior
almost
to
20
analyzing
kilometers an
thousands
hour.
of rows of data, and we
That's
allow a
faster than I was
cooldown
going
period
forward.
for internal ambient to stabilize between tests. Our CPU-only Blender workload didn't involve the GPU at all. The CPU ended
Man,
up
I'm
running
cutting
at 80
rubber,
degrees
Seth.
anyway, and that's only for 106 watts for the entire system's power
Are you going
consumption. That's
backwards
not good,
down a hill?
but it's at
No, I was
least in
going uphill.
acceptable territory
Well,
for the
actually, I
CPU
was
and
going
not
kind of
hitting
downhill.
TJ Maxx.
Never mind.
CPU temperature climbs to 89 degrees
I
Celsius.
knew
We
it had to
also
be
loaded the
terrain.
GPU for additional throughput.
I just couldn't help
The
but run
CPU
with
isn't
it.
pulling more power here. It's actually the same as
It's like,
before. And so this
well,
means that
Q,
the
I
extra
mean,
10 degrees hike that we saw was caused by the GPU heating up the air inside of the case. And since there's nowhere for that hot air to go except right over the CPU, we end up with both parts directly influencing each other's temperatures. GPU core temperatures were okay at about 73 degrees Celsius, with hotspots in the 80s, but the GPU actually got warmer when we increased the CPU fan speed manually. Again, we had to do this with an external solution because Dell decided that fan control is too much power for one user to have, and that GPU temperature increase is now easy to explain. The CPU is now dumping its hot air partially into the backside of the PCB for the GPU, and ultimately into the GPU cooler. It also changes the pressure dynamic between the rear exhaust fan and the CPU fan. Temperature isn't in a runaway thermal
Oh boy,
scenario, but it has no
14,000, 2
business being
kills.
this high for parts of this low
I
power
also got a
consumption.
capture point.
Dell could fix most of this with a better
I
case,
got a capture
sadly,
point too.
so more expensive parts wouldn't even be needed. Just less plastic on the front of the case, or a 120mm intake fan instead of the 80mm exhaust fan. That doesn't even really move the BOM of this system. VRM thermals are next. The board actually did okay here. Without the heatsink that Dell only includes on higher power models, we can thank this power-limited CPU for reasonable VRM thermals and the downdraft cooler. The MOSFETs measured didn't exceed 70 degrees Celsius in testing, although equating the CPU cooler fan noise to that of a shrieking banshee did reduce the VRM MOS temperature to 62 degrees Celsius. That's expected of a downdraft CPU cooler. Dell gets away with a lack of a VRM heatsink in this one. You're far more likely to have one of their myriad other questionable components fail prior to a MOSFET anyway, so it's actually doing fine here. Power consumption for the Dell system was about where we'd expect, given that the components are already well documented in our reviews. Running only Blender to load the CPU, we measured about 133 watts immediately, or 106 after the usual tau window where it expires. Rainbow Six Siege as a gaming workload pulled about 190 watts with the GPU benchmark settings, or 165 watts for total system power with the CPU benchmark settings. Testing with a Torture workload, we saw a peak power consumption of 240 watts with Blender and Furmark on the GPU, or 210 watts after tap. Small fans mean whiny and loud fans that attempt to move equivalent air to a larger fan except through a smaller hole, which means more noise. Noise is taken at a 20-inch distance in a room with a noise floor of about 26 dB. This is similar to a quiet suburban house.
We're going to the right.
AC or street noise in the background.
Yeah.
The Dell system has its own
Perfect.
noise floor in this environment
Hey,
with about 32 decibels.
by the way, how do you like their
We ran
attention
at
to
idle
detail
for
when
the
they're
first
doing
120
things?
seconds, and then we began a CPU and GPU work.
I'm enjoying it.
Gaming scenario. There wasn't much
I'm enjoying his attention to detail. It's like something I'd talk to do. I think I could see why he sees some similarities.
Yeah, he has a lot of
climbing over a span of 170 seconds to the maximum fan noise that the system will ever hit.
well,
The noise
him
is
and his
limited
little
to
company do a lot of
40
things.
decibels,
Mhm.
and has an ebb and flow pattern that occasionally cycles down to 37
One of my favorite
decibels
things
or
is
so in our
this
environment,
this
with an average of
what do you call it?
88. As a reminder,
This
these
video is
numbers
sponsored by you, so we
personally
can burn
applicable
bridges.
to the test scenario that we ran. The important
Yeah,
part
burn
of this
bridges for
chart
sponsors,
isn't
right?
necessarily the
Yeah.
hard number, it's the chain. The problem with ramp up and down like this is that it's more noticeable.
This video is
than just a
sponsored by
constant
you.
hum. This is
Thanks to
louder
you,
than the
we
system
can
should
afford
be
to burn
also, given
bridges.
its rather loud price tag and its
He's
low
not
CPU
wrong.
components. But it's not the
I
worst
know.
we've heard. Dell's new BIOS would actually reduce this
Actually,
factor further, but we'd advise against installing it if for that reason.
that's one of my
alone,
favorite
you'll
things.
need
Is
to
like,
sacrifice the
yeah,
thermals,
sometimes
and they're already
the
barely hanging
best
on.
videos are the
Dell
ones
drops
that are
the ball hard with
sponsored
this
by
cooler. The cooler is
they
capable of
consume
spinning up to 4,700
sponsored
RPM,
by
but Dell only ever
yeah, the
uses
people who
2,000 RPM of the capacity. We'd at least like
well,
to
you can
see a
buy
more
like
intelligent
mod mats and
profile
stuff. You see
instead of
that
just
mat
hard
he
limiting at
has?
2,000
Mhm. Be
RPM.
careful,
Load
nobody's
mat.
around where we are.
The fan
Let's take it
RPM
easy, because we gotta wait for the
stays at
team
just 1,000 on this tiny
to catch up
80mm
around the
Here,
other
I'm
side.
moving slow, so I'm not going too far.
That's for the CPU
Look.
cooler. It then ramps to
I'm just going to
1500
here.
RPM by 83
Oh,
degrees. So we've got 1,000 RPM, the first 70 CFR cycle, and then the next 13,
That's
it
artillery.
jumps 50%. And eventually it jumps to 2,000 RPM at and beyond
That's where I'm
90
going.
degrees Celsius. We even externally and artificially heated the CPU with a heat gun at this point to see if the cooler would ever go into a Hail Mary mode and max the fan, but it didn't budge. The curve should be programmed to ramp really hard when it gets into dangerous thermal territory. Otherwise, the user risks damage to the system as it ages and gets dusty, or in the best case, loses performance from
That guy
thermal
messaged me and said,
no
he said
compensation here.
he said the
Numbers
mouse
are
was
taken
awesome.
with
Too
an
bad it
extra
died so
10
fast. I said,
others.
yeah, I just did 4 games where I did pretty good in it. But I didn't have 4 tanks being a jungle gym on me, though.
Runaway scenarios,
I didn't have
the
4
system
tanks
is
playing
just
jungle
built in a
gym
way
on me
which
that
is
time.
irresponsible
You.
and will leave users with
I'm
something
coming.
that is throttling without them knowing, or as it ages,
I'm
risks
behind you,
maybe
though,
dying
so it's
sooner,
gonna take me a
something
second.
like a lower temperature rated capacitor fail. Gaming benchmarks are next. We use a mix of games from our standardized CPU and GPU review suites, so that allows us to make some comparisons between this system and
Watch out, he's gonna be
well-built
over this
test
hill,
system if
and
we
that
needed
means
to.
I see it
Ew,
right now.
he's using
Standardized,
Cyberpunk?
applied to all system integrator or OEM
That's one of the
systems
worst
going
games to
forward.
try and
So we'll be
benchmark
able to
test
build
something
out
because it's
comparative
horribly
charts and
unoptimized.
compare
What's
multiple
that?
pre-builds, which is useful
Up there?
when
Okay.
looking at the value proposition of each one. Remember that gaming benchmarks
I'll get
are
behind this
pursuant
rock
to the
here.
GPU and the CPU more than anything else. So the OEM and the SI contributions, whatever they may be, won't really appear
Are you able to
here.
back up towards
Dell
me?
systems struggle to maintain 54
Yeah,
FPS
but we
average
also
during
have
Cyberpunk
allies
2077
on the
at
other
1080p
side that
medium.
will get them.
Lows weren't
I've already
good
warned
here,
them.
and we'd recommend lowering the settings a little further to better sustain gameplay, especially if you get into more complex scenes to render than
Well.
our bench scene, like in firefights. Rainbow Six Siege did as it always does, running at ridiculous frame rates. We're CPU bound at 1080p, and we're GPU bound at 1440p with Rainbow Six, so everything is.
I wouldn't use
predictable.
2077 as a
Ran
benchmark.
poorly, also expected because our testing is configured
I
to
think
run
he's
a
doing that
high
to prove
CPU
a point.
These results for Hitman are really bad. They're about half of what they should be for these parts. We should easily be in the range of 60 FPS for this benchmark. You'll see that in our next system integrator system review. But the problem with Dell is twofold. First, McAfee runs services constantly in the background, and those services seem to be attempting to do some sort of optimization for Hitman 3. Assuming optimization means the eye can't see more than 24
was he?
FPS. They're doing a good job in that instance. Secondly, Dell's 4 chips
Across
and a
the
single
map.
DIMM mean limitations of performance, and a single DIMM means limitations of performance.
Oh,
as
look at
well.
that. 20.
We're
Oh,
not able
oh,
to run
am I under
the
21
two
kilometers
channels
backwards?
that the board is capable of running, and the CPU is capable of running. So
Looks
the
like I
memory
did.
is actually coming into play here, and it is a problem. It's not just capacity, it's performance, and it's wasted clock cycles on background processes that chew away the capacity. So Dell here for Hitman 3 is running abysmally compared to where it should be. Red Dead 2 ran at about 54 FPS average with our GPU settings. Overall, it's doing okay, but it's not a good value. Nor is it well built with functionally proprietary parts, but for whatever it's worth, the Intel CPU and the NVIDIA GPU are working basically as expected. It's just that Dell put them in a computer. Finally, let's look at the bloatware benchmark. With Dell's bloated software in use, we saw a 15% reduction in
Take Stereo,
average FPS
Toraita.
in Cyberpunk to 46.54, which is a massive fall off in performance. Ironically, the pop-up application that warns about
He
pop-ups
tried.
and high resource utilization was the highest resource
And I
drain here.
bounced him.
Rainbow Six Siege 1080p results also
And then
fell
after he
off. A
bounced, I
12%
aimed at him.
reduction in average FPS from Dell's utilities in the background.
Am I loading
We saw a
faster
similar
now?
reduction in Hitman 3 with a little change in Red Dead and 1440p Rainbow Six, but some of that just happened to me when the applications were doing things versus when they were briefly dormant. For instance, while testing Cyberpunk, we had one bench pass that cratered to 6 FPS for the 0.1% loads, not shown here, meaning that we had a hard, visible stutter, actually set of stutters, during gameplay as a result of Dell's software. This is a tangible impact to the gaming experience and functionally renders the game unplayable. And for no reason. These parts can play it, but not with that software doing weird stuff in the background. That'll pretty much wrap the series at this point. We're not sure what to do with this computer right now, but there are good options out there for people who do want to buy a rebuild. We haven't found them yet, but I'm sure they exist. We're working on it though. Our goal with this series of rebuild books is to do an in-depth set of tests and disassembly analysis, look at the support for several major OEMs and SIs or system integrators to try and finally find one that gets it right. And in this instance, Dell does not get it right. But again, like we said in part 1, you could buy something like Cyberpower, iPower, whatever.
Oh,
and
he
even
got
if the
splashed.
configuration isn't correct, these are things that most people can fix, especially if it's something like BIOS. And a layperson user could look that up and figure out how to resolve it. And if you just want to buy video cards in the form of a whole computer, because they're difficult to get otherwise, that's fine too, but this isn't the way to do it. Because you end up with a bunch of parts that you're going to have trouble reselling, and you're going to have trouble repurposing for your own uses. So, we see no value in the Dell G5 5000. Other people should be better. And even if you step down a leg in the tiering for the CPU or the GPU or something, it would be worth it. Because with this, especially if you buy it from Dell's website, you're just paying to get ripped off. And it's not a good customer experience. It is not a good hardware assembly, and it has really no value going forward. So that's it for this one. This is functionally e-waste. We will find something to do with it. Don't know what yet, but
Rangefinder lied to me.
We just wouldn't buy another one, and we wouldn't recommend you buy it.
Oh, no it didn't.
That's for this one. Thanks for watching.
Or maybe.
Subscribe for more.
Oh no, it didn't lie to me. It gave me the range for the other gun, not this one.
To help out with doing
Oh,
content
okay.
like this,
All that just to
where
find out that
we're
one was already dead.
brutally honest about what we think. Very unique, high quality designs.
That's a
on
waste of ammo.
store@gamertexas.net. You
But
get
hey,
something in return.
less ammo
Royal
isn't a
help
bad
me
thing.
nice. Or you can go to patreon.com/gamertexas
Be harder to blow me up.
videos, and we'll see you all next time.
Right, Seth?
And I was having trouble killing a spay.
Oh man. I was shooting at somebody I thought was in a sniping position.
I was.
But it turns out they're already
blowing up-
dead.
Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome to
Sometimes the hairs stand up on my neck when I hear that rocket sound
a
coming.
Game Jam action game, where the theme was you lose control. So because of that theme, you control a Tsundere robot, who is very anime and doesn't want you to control her.
Oh crap! I'll just wait.
Wake
4,
up, redacted.
3,
There's an emergency.
2, 1.
We had assistant
Oh.
professional robots in our tower
That's
have
not
gone
good.
out of control. We can't afford the public to find out about our military machines. Which brings me to you. What do you need me for?
I'm coming Seth.
Really? I'm waiting for spawn protection to end on
You were
someone.
assigned to build
It's
an
getting
aircraft
annoying.
capable
Just
of
machine gun him,
control.
and that's how you find out. If you start doing damage to his track or something, then there you go.
Used to take down
Yeah.
reserve robots.
At this point, they shouldn't even be
But, sir,
spawning.
she's still in development.
It's actually kind of
And she's
sad.
still
Yeah, it's
willing to be
over.
my anime waifu, and
We've made it here. It's
I'm liking the mouse a bit more than I did before now.
oh wait, I have no choice.
You know?
Yes.
yeah. I'm happy.
Control connection error.
I'm enjoying myself more with it
I should have picked up this
than I did before.
controls
Oh
are
boy, look at that. I'm going 20 kilometers an hour forward.
enable controls.
On bumpy terrain, not on a
You
road.
sound like a mere human control me. The perfect being. I need you to take out the robots in that building for me.
I
Not
feel
wrong.
bad for these guys.
That's not my problem.
But they added longer
What
spawn
makes you think
protection,
I'm
so I guess, you know.
What do you want? I can't
You know?
understand being stuck in a place like this. Tell me the passcode to get out of this building. On my way down, I'll gun down that
Part of the reason why I'm surviving is just because I'm using some of my knowledge on some of the situations and experience and practice.
It sounds like I like being
When that guy came around and shot my turret, I didn't face
So I'll
him
take every
with my
chance I
turret,
get
so I
to
think that's what saved me there.
my way.
Because he shot the front of my turret.
Your way's gonna suck,
Like
but
the guy
that's
that I
alright.
killed toward the beginning.
Sure.
The
Mhm.
M80, M80 or whatever.
Alright, one more game and I unlock the smoke grenades for the
Alright, robot.
104.
You control this
I'm
place.
researching the track upgrade.
I'm gonna go on a little
Yeah, I would
rampage.
think I'd do that, but I thought, eh. I
No,
got
it's
night
different
vision
for
for it
me. I'm
already.
doing it for a reason.
Hey, guess what?
I'm doing it
tier
because
2
this thing's sluggish enough as it is.
Tier 2 on this
So
thing's
timer, like, when you're gonna go on a rampage.
research is night
Okay, I
vision.
can hold down the button. I don't have to keep clicking it.
What do you think about that?
Robot
What
listening.
about night vision?
Robot.
Night vision is tier 2 on the 104. Instead of one of the bottom tiers, it's tier 2.
Ooh, that thing tried to charge at me. Robot. Robot.
It's night vision though, it ain't anything nice.
Robot.
It's just
Fight that way.
night vision. Oh! Ah, Q.
Hey,
I'm
don't
disappointed in you
fucking-
again.
Stop walking into the robot.
This is
Robot,
a
Stop dying.
already started match.
Okay, we gotta work together. Alright? Just the two of us. Stop.
Oh well.
We already know where the enemy is.
Cut that out.
Yep. I'm gonna die every time now.
Okay?
Here we go! Let's get all 3 deaths out of the way.
We're not gonna survive this.
They're
unless you
starting in
work with me.
progress.
You can get up on that rock there, Seth.
Asuka, you got to work with me.
You think this thing can shoot from that distance with AP,
Okay.
DS? Heck
Forget
no.
about this.
It's
Okay,
going
fine,
to
just-
go
Asuka, stop running away.
plink.
I'm not.
APDS only loses, it starts losing its effectiveness up to 500
we're gonna
meters,
do
I
this like
think.
we Venus.
APDS is
Well, I mean
garbage.
AP. I don't know about APDS. I'm using
You're
AP.
gonna stay there in the corner.
Get on my level.
Okay.
I'm using armor piercing ballistic cap.
One
That's
time.
better than what I got.
She's gonna go nuts.
APDS is an upgrade. Or you would think.
No, stop shooting. To the top.
Oh, and don't forget this thing's zoom factor. It has no zoom factor now.
Neither does this.
You know, if you're gonna go berserk, it helps a little if
I click zoom, it just slightly zooms in. Not even
Yeah, actually, I
noticeable.
wouldn't go that way.
I know, that's why I'm going this way. I wouldn't go this way either.
I already got shot at. I don't know what got damaged, but something's damaged. I want to believe.
It singed your arm here.
I don't know.
You're just gonna have to cover me, Seth.
I know what it is. My rear cupola is damaged.
I think they're
Like a
behind that.
po-
They might be behind that rock.
Stop serpentining, just get going. I don't care if you're a cute anime girl.
Hey, artillery.
Well, bad spot to be in. Stop running. Just aim down, get it done. Okay, we got this. There's a lot of robots.
Is
We got a lot of
hide behind
At least with
the
all these
mouse. Hiding behind the mighty mouse. Actually, I should just start pushing the mighty mouse. Let's just be honest here. My engine may be garbage.
You're gonna
but
mess up
guess
my
what?
aim though.
Okay, tell me when to stop, and I'll stop.
Now, you see what happens? We work together. We have
Stop.
together. Hold on. Beast interference.
I think I hear something.
There's something right there, Seth.
Cut out.
See the marker?
Hold on, the timer's getting shorter.
Ow. My turret's out.
Can't.
Come on my right, Seth. I see a guy.
They
あまり
got
聞いてない
shotgun spread shots.
装填どうした
I'm just gonna let you like do what you want for a little bit.
Oh,
Really
my
good
engine's
work,
gone.
Okay.
No, it's
Okay.
not. I thought it was. Someone's shooting at me though.
There's like a T something over there.
Get out of here.
I
I'm looking
can't
up.
see it.
He's looking around.
Yeah, that's.
You can't see it because he's behind that. I used my binoculars to see him.
I can't see him because
He's coming up on
tree-
the right side here.
I'm being shot at by someone.
Okay,
Left
we're
side.
gonna take the corner for a bit.
Right there.
I'm gonna try to force you over here. Oh!
Where?
No, you actually had the right idea. My bad.
Well, there's two of them. There's one here, and then there's one
Oh,
over there.
goodbye, Cube. Oh, finally I can see. Yeah, now I can see him. Now that the trees are gone.
Yeah, You're good.
Well. Oh wait a minute, I never selected the spawn point actually.
損害警備何も問題ない損害警備何も問題ない
Oh no, Falcon. Don't go, Falcon kid.
弱点
Oh,
はここ
I
だな
see where he's been shooting.
Come on, come on, come on, run, run.
損害警備
You're
何も問題ない
Huh. Yeah, I am digging myself deeper in here. We're
Cube, there's a guy right behind you that was shooting us.
I'm not sure if the laser shotgun is
He's
Has he
literally
gone?
right behind your rock. No,
Yeah, I
no,
feel
he
like the
killed me.
blaster's still. By the time the blaster's done,
Very
it's
much,
gonna drop
100%
those shots.
killed me.
Attention to the designated grid zone. Attack the A point.
It's down.
Blast off.
Oh, oh.
有効な一撃だそれでいい
Huh. Get them all. Yeah, we did.
They're gonna load the damn gun.
履体が外れたぞ
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's a
Tinky
real
little
tanky
Italian.
損害警備
There's the
何も問題ない
No, Asuka cut out. Hey, to get out
Did you
here.
kill him?
No. He was using his, he was taking out my tank crew.
You need to get out.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Okay. Need to. No, don't go for it. I need to blow my guns.
I should have spawned as the VT1.
Okay. Well, one moment.
12時方向から砲撃を確認
We're all good.
I should have spawned as the VT1.
See the arrow, just go for it. I have a bad feeling about this room. Rooms that look like this are usually pretty dangerous. Like a boss
Oh,
fight.
dead.
Where is
I
he?
should have played dead.
You know, afterwards, not supposed to
Behind
post
some
it.
rocks, forward of me.
Scared. Me.
He's another, oh, he's dead now.
Fuck.
I'm out, by the way. I knew it was gonna end like this.
There was a giant thing.
It was like this at least 90% of the time, whenever we go in
Don't
progress.
The thing we start walking around on me. Well, at least
That
this
being
thing
said, I'm
is
just
shooting
saying
her
that
out,
so
that's
I feel
fine.
better about myself.
装填完了
Now you're not shooting. Shoot.
聞いてるな
You know what makes me mad?
What's that?
I think Verizon is doing something highly illegal.
Yeah, we did
You know
it.
that?
I did it. No, I did it.
Yep, I
That's
think
what
you're
was trying to
probably
say,
right.
Vodka. And you're still an
Because
idiot.
they're
Vodka.
blocking all DNS traffic to manga decks.
Yeah. Finally. I've always wanted
Know that?
now.
Yep.
I can't wait to discover the world with you.
I think that is illegal.
Just serve.
But taking your data?
Okay.
No,
What?
by blocking
no longer
your
have it
traffic,
controlled by some
by
strict
blocking your access to a
audience.
website.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, on second thought,
Are you out?
some help.
It should be illegal.
No,
Yeah, I'm out.
Alright, returning to hangar.
please.
Not technically out. I can respawn again. I'm just
I
not
need
going
free
to.
of my company.
Not worth it.
No, yeah, it's just not worth it. I just don't feel like it.
Murder machine factory. How's the never deal? Help me get out of this, and I'll help you get back control of your life. Is that a proposal? No, wait. You're just trying to take over the world. Fine. You weren't Sundere. You were just Skynet.
Oh right, I could. Wait a minute. What is this worth?
I've been mismarketed to.
Because one day I'll be able to fly this.
What's that?
People buying it for 28 cents. Oh, it's a skin for the Draken. I'll consume it. It's worth it. You know why it's worth it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's actually a plane that's more, sort of in reach for me. The J-35D Draken. I can't wait to get it one day in the next 100 years, but I'll get it. Really, I need
So this
three
was a
things
game
down here.
jam
Tier
game.
3?
Came 2020, so
I guess
about a
elevation
year or
mechanism.
so ago now. It was made in 48 hours, so it's a 40-hour jam game. Can't do a whole lot in that time frame, so you kind of work with what your idea is. And the theme of the game jam was, I believe, like loss of control. So they interpret this as basically literally losing your controls, as if you have a hard time controlling her. So it's a little bit less noticeable from a viewer's perspective. From a gameplay perspective, you notice it a bit more. So she'll either shoot on her own, or she will run different directions, or she'll reload, or you get the eye distortion thing, but you have full control. There's some variations and intensities of each one. But you theoretically could exploit it, like you could just hide in a corner until the timer goes off, and then go and fight. But that's kind of like no fun, like you can fight. So I think it's a good idea for the game jam theme. I see as you described, like the game jam kind of cracks in its like gameplay structure. Like,
Oh, hi, Mr. Mouse.
Balance, like the other two weapons are not really worth using except for an emergency, like you're out of ammo. And they
We're going this way
right
this time.
more levels or more enemy variety.
Oh my gosh, dude! Listening to that game jam, I had a funny idea for a game.
So, feedback-wise, this has been
You're slowly possessing the character that you start playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He starts out as a totally normal dude, and then you're slowly possessing him.
Yeah, you could take that a few ways. You can make him feel like he's being tortured or something. Like you can make the character be like, no. So he start losing his mind or something. You're coming with me, Sid. We're gonna do this differently.
Hey, Q, you know what's so funny? You see these toolboxes on the side of my turret? That's space armor.
Oh boy.
If you shoot it, it will blow off.
It's a game jam game. I'm not gonna be too hard on that. But the main girl's cute. She's a little more robot take over the world evil than completely Dure. Maybe you can warm her heart up later. So she'll at least take over the world, but at least you'll be on her side. Which is fine, that's perfectly okay. Anyway. So, speaking of watching play, the robot you control.
Pushing a mouse is hard.
I need to turn, Seth. I'm trying to turn.
Oh, that's why pushing the mouse was hard. Hey, take out your tow cable.
Don't do it from the side, Seth.
No, I'm turning you.
Oh.
I was jerking you so I could turn you.
Yeah, you're right. Alright, I put it to full cruise control.
Alright, you can put up your tow cable now.
Hey, Black Bob 84. It's your boy
Because who's gonna tow a mouse?
Everyone wants to tow the mouse.
Deserve better. Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, also, can you pick me up?
That's Q's favorite game, Raid Shadow Legends.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about it, boys.
Q will sell his soul for money to them.
Here comes the grand
That being said, those princess makers are also a game that you have very little control over.
It's pretty. It's pretty stable.
You know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you kind of get the idea of how many points, but you don't know.
Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass here, and welcome to Spirit Clean, a horror game where you go and clean a house. Specifically, you clean up after the souls of dead anime girls. Alright, you're gonna clean some, you're gonna clean up the anime. Bring out your posters, bring out your novels and your manga. Clean it all up.
Someone's about to
Yeah, hopefully I signed up
disperse,
for
and we're about to
this.
see
It's a
who's
little
out
too
there.
much anime for me.
Really?
Just crack the button. God. Might just want the place too. The sound of a screaming kettle pierces the silence. He's coming from the kitchen.
I see him.
Yes.
Seth, there's a target there. Oh wait, never mind. I'll just finish him.
That's... Wait. You've got me.
I tracked him.
Oh.
I tracked this guy right here.
What's your, computer with your TV, yes? Boy. Things are rough in here.
Oh man, I was gonna get him.
A purple aura surrounds the boiling kettle, shimmering slightly as the steam escapes from the spout. Will you touch the kettle? Please. As you touch the kettle, you enter a state where you can see through the unseen. A woman and an apron stands before you, next to the sink. A guest. In these moments, I'm not expecting it. Who might it be?
No, I'm gonna back up and hide a little.
Me?
Are you hiding
Never.
behind something?
Think you wanted that?
No.
Alright. I could just eat you. Sorry, it's been a while since anyone else visited. I'm afraid I'm a little unprepared. But it's great to have guests again. Nice. I presume you're here to clean. This place is so dirty. Afterward, is not the kind of filth a regular person can get rid of. I'm not a regular cleaner. Neither am I. But I'm sure you realize that already. You've probably seen my
Watch out, there's a guy right there.
I know.
Live in an afterlife. I'm not sure if it exists either. I don't know what anime ghosts is talking about. The only thing I'm sure of right now is I'm dead. Then I can't go to whatever is beyond death. I'm gonna help you pass on.
I see him.
Well, I
Cute.
think we should talk about something else. Really nice. It's so nice to be able to host some.
Oh, wait a minute, no, that's an ally. I was about to shoot that poor little pimp.
I was like, that's our ally. I was like, ah, Seth will realize it. But then you didn't, and I was like, uh oh.
Now, could you get the
Alright, let's fall
to the
back.
fridge? Sweet.
Right
Fall
there,
back.
There's a guy right
If
there.
it's just the art style, or if you
Okay,
purposely
Seth.
have, like,
Get back. Did you damage anything on him?
No,
I'm digging it. You open the refrigerator,
I don't
the
think
sound
he even
of
sees me
wine.
though. Oh no, I should.
Thanks, honey. Honey. Oh, sorry.
I can't fall back, Q.
Okay, it's not hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
Shoot him here, Seth.
角度
We can work with this.
やるな
Speaking of old habits, could you get the wine glasses out? But just in the cupboard above the sink. Don't mind the dust.
I
job.
can't move, Q. I can't move.
Help
from
me,
this
please.
spot.
Get these out.
We can't
Stay
move
on
from
your
this spot,
tiptoes
Q.
until we move to some dust.
Why?
Pinned down. There's a guy shooting right to our left.
Nice.
Coming right. right.
There's just one more thing. Did you
Well,
find us?
there's a guy coming around our left too, Seth. We need to get back out of here.
I just
I'll distract the guy on our right.
reminds me of the way things used to be. Did you get
You need to help me
massacred
protect my
from outside?
left.
Or is it just like, oh, you possess the
損
entire
害警
kitchen?
備何も問題ない
God goes and
有効な
it's
一撃だ
a good coat to it. It's nice and fruity, very fresh.
Yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
Unfortunately, you have a taste of soap and dishwater.
That's why I said we shouldn't move.
So what's keeping you from passing on? Don't be so correct.
I knew they were all coming from there and we needed to hide.
Like I said, I had a feeling it was my killing. As you know, I'm dead. The reason I'm still here is due to my death, obviously. It all started when I met my husband. He was a junior executive at some company while I was in college. He told me
この戦果は大きいぞ
he would provide for me. It was a perfect marriage on the outside. We had a pretty little house at the end of the cul-de-sac. Our family SUV and our two well-behaved kids. Things were normal for most of my life with him, until I found out he was having an affair with one of his colleagues. I didn't bring it up because I was worried for the kids. But they was on display. Somehow he knew that I did. We talked to each other about it.
こんなところを狙われるわけにはいかない
Be fine. When the kids were at camp, we snuck up on people who was making some teen killed. Why? The kids. I wonder how they're doing.
みんな
I haven't seen them in so long. He must be in university right now. He dumped my body far from the house. I don't think it was ever found. The liar said that this wouldn't vanish one day. I just wanted to live a normal life. I can't even have that. And I can't even have it after death. I even had children with him. We spent our lives together. That was how you think me for loving him. I just want peace and joy in my life. It's not too late. You really want me to go that much, do you? Am I really that bad? No, you're awesome.
Q,
I guess there's
that guy
really
right there.
nothing here except staring at my blood
His
on the walls
turret's
anyway.
out.
I can bomb him.
I might as well accept it. Cleaning up this mess is the only way we can get to move on. And it would be my choice just not to move on. And really, I don't care what happens to me.
Do you want me to bomb
As
him?
long as that cheetah burns in hell.
Yes,
Oh shit.
But hey, I'll light a note.
there's a
Next
guy
time, don't
here
you
and a guy
lead at once.
behind this truck over
You
here.
may blessedly go on and do your thing. Nice. This against the wall.
Yokai.
Now look dull and dark. We get the glow bright red. Now just can't take the
Nakata.
glowing stains. Move around the room, aim at the mouse and click on stains and spray them.
Alright, where is he?
Time to clean.
There's a guy, here.
That's good.
Somewhere there.
Good ass plan. Like in every spot of that Mr. Clean anime edition. Yeah, knife. Makes sense.
Dang it!
This is a good cleaning product, I'll say that.
Damn it.
You don't even like wipe it down. Spray away.
Thing wouldn't aim right.
If we don't do something fast, the
I'm
enemy
sorry.
will win.
I think it's the last spot.
It's fine.
It's almost like a heart.
I shot both their turrets.
Now
It's
the
just
last
that
bit. Come talk to me over here.
there are two of them, so I hit both of their turrets,
That's pretty cool, actually. I dig that.
but I couldn't, what do you call it?
Now that this
Finish
room
the
is clean, I
job
feel so much
because
more
they, they could move.
That's why I'm the cleaner. I think I'll stick around and savor the suds and wine for a moment or two. Don't worry about me moving on. I'll get bored eventually. Job well done. Let's handle the living room. Got all the blood
After this, I'm getting off. I'll see if I can download again
You've got
this
mail.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Access your inbox for me to read this message.
Okay.
Because I don't know if my garbage internet will decide that it wants
Oh,
to reconnect
I
to
see.
the internet.
I gotta find the computer and then access it from there. Does anyone remember web TV? Before
You know
could
what
just
I
slap
found
an
was funny?
HDMI cable or something and just use the TV as like a monitor.
Kind of scummy.
I remember there was web TV and it was like
I knew it's
awful.
gonna
It was
happen.
like dial-up.
The
But, like, TVs
other
really
main
couldn't handle
satellite
much.
internet companies.
But it was a thing. It was a
Guess what they're doing?
What?
Filing injunctions against SpaceX.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were gonna do that,
Nothing happens. It's locked.
Well,
right?
You don't need a key.
they're worried about competition.
Yeah.
Because most internets are,
This room.
most of them work
Well, there's,
together on
laptop.
pricing.
Mm.
Like, not in a competitive way.
There's open mail. You
You know what I mean?
need help.
Well, his like the SpaceX price is a little bit more expensive. Actually, no, it's about the same.
Because you're dead.
The only difference is that they're offering unlimited data.
Mm-hmm.
All goes well, we should see each other
And you know
soon.
how terrifying
You can
that
also
is
catch the
to
attachment called Packed
the other
Away
satellite
States, but
companies
see when it
Mhm.
executable.
who've been living with, oh, you only get like 2 gigs a month.
Okay.
That's
I didn't see a
terrifying,
ghost in
you
there,
know?
though. I guess that's just to clean a specific
Yeah.
area. Because it's not going to be tied to a ghost.
Oh,
It's
actual
specific
competition? What you're doing is you're screwing the people who desperately need it,
Shooting while moving. Pro
right?
skills.
Yep.
Takes all stains.
Well, it's because most internet companies get together
Mhm.
supposedly and discuss rates, and that's part of why it's so expensive.
Mhm.
It's because they don't really compete.
Yeah.
You're going that way, Seth.
It could be in the garage
I
itself.
know which way I'm going.
Yeah, you're
I'm going the
the
I'm
wrong
going the
way.
right way. Going the right way.
I'll just make the door.
A is the right way. C is the absolute stupid way.
Things looking pretty dead.
I don't know if I should go with you.
Why?
It's a lot of lips you got there.
Alright, fine.
I always go
Plus,
this
I
way.
guess.
I found this way to be so much more fun. I at least get 3
I suppose
kills
you're the cleaner that the memo said was coming by today. Memo?
before getting my face pushed in, but you know,
I'm gonna get shot going this way now.
Right now. You're dead. What could you possibly be busy with? Dead things. Even though I'm dead, I've still got work to do. Sending emails, filling in spreadsheets, the usual. You know you're already on permanent vacation, right? Not to my employer. They expect a lot from me. A lot. How much? Pretty much infinite amount. I can't leave until all of this is done. And I can't get any of it done. What's wrong? Like most people, I can't work well with peace and quiet. Too much noise fogs up my head and I can't get my work done. As she says this, you hear a muffled scream outside the room. Oh! Yo, that was epic. Are you looking for YouTuber ghost? Oh, come on. Nothing can be that epic. What was that? There's never a ghost here. There's just a group down the corridor. She's the worst. Constantly shouting and screaming on absolutely nothing. They can hardly get any work done. It is a YouTuber ghost, isn't it? If only someone give that hint to keep it down. I'm only allowed
that
3
guy's
hours of
shooting
break per
Heat
month.
FS. If he
And
isn't
then I'm
shooting
the electrics, noisy little kid.
Heat FS, I don't even see him. That's the big problem.
Yo, YouTuber. Cut it out. How many headsets do you really need? You get your screaming, shouting, and sound gun part. Many headsets sleep at the table. You pick up one of the headsets and put them on. As you do so, you return to the familiar state of seeing the unseen. The girl sits in the big chair, controller in hand, the arc headset in her face. Oh my god, guys, this is going so well. This might even be the biggest dub I've ever gotten in this game. I just need to focus and do this perfectly. Hey. Oh, there's a timer on there. Wait, who's there? Plateau. I said fudge, gotta keep it friendly for the clean on the channel, I know that feel. Speaking of ears, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Raincore. Careful, it's only for true shadowy legends.
Dang it, I'm dead.
If you sign up today, you get a bundle. Get NordVPN with your Raincore. She feels around, taps a few keys on her keyboard, and takes off the headset. First of all, WTF was that timing? Can you just wait for a few minutes? Second of all, who are you, and what are you doing here? I think people have died. A cleaner? I don't hire cleaners.
Kidding me.
So what? Did a manager put you up to this? Fudgy, dang it. You should have told me beforehand. So man, why don't you take my calls?
Thanks, Seth.
Really sorry, but you can't
What?
be here. My app
Oh,
rating's
you're
over.
welcome.
You know the kind of work I do, right?
Let me guess, that smoke?
On the surface, that's what it
No,
looks
I'm
like.
just blaming you
It's not
because I
as
had to go
epic
that
and easy
way.
as it looks on the outside.
You didn't have to go that way, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Right now, the audience can't see you here. You're gonna have to. She turns to her desk and she pauses. This isn't epic at all.
This is the first time I've ever met them do this.
I need to keep up the energy for my gamer gang. I can't pass out on stream if I do. The algorithm's gonna push me hard for it. I've passed out on stream, you can do it. Just be smart about it. Would you be an absolute legend and go down to the kitchen and pick up my gamer gas like brand coffee? It should be there at the table. The kitchen lady has been a true fan, preparing
Where's
I'm not sure this is the right idea.
your left?
This is the fourth one she's had
It
don't
today.
matter.
That's
We're
more than
out.
what she usually has. Every time she has a refill, she always ends up really high and pushes herself to the limit.
Shooting your body.
Not to mention really winds Fiona up, especially when she's one of her meetings. Most of this stuff contains some quite addictive ingredients. Caffeine's in it, of course.
敵
There's
車
a
両を
lot
捉えた
and a lot of sugar. You can't exactly die against ghosts, but oh boy, I don't think she's as sassy as she thinks she is. I've heard her tell me wavering off at nights. I'm not sure when was the last time Portia took a little time off that wasn't
Oh,
getting
fucker
to
shot me through the train.
GD Battle Royale Gold Gamer Warfare game. Which must really enjoys. Anyways, was I seeing again? Be careful when going up the stairs with it. Wouldn't want my finger getting dirty. Was that? Were you flirting with me? Cool. Fortnite, I'm coming back to the gamer coffee. Are you just on YouTube? It's not really looking at you guys. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting any dubs anytime soon. She sniffs the air and immediately turns to you. Oh boy! Oh boy! She snatches some calories from your hands. This stream is sponsored by the
Q,
Green
what's
Boy
there?
Gasoline, the best source of nighttime energy.
Same fucker that
Use
keeps
code
killing me.
FGK Gamer Gang for a free sample test and 1 month off your subscription.
You could just kill him with your space, Seth.
And Postmates.
He's got no armor.
And Johnson downs the whole cup of gold. Oh, yeah, it really did not sit right. I need to lie down. I'll be back. You turn the stream on, or
Ow.
throws off the headset and reclines in her chair. Here goes. And then recline.
Hey, buddy.
Brain hurting
You
out
think
again.
you could just,
Hey,
fix
what is
some
this coffee
problems?
news to me? I do enjoy, don't get me
You know,
wrong,
my
for a
turret
while
ring's
now,
gone.
It's just not agreed with me.
I'm gonna try and get this guy that's coming around this corner.
Sponsorship contract. Anyway,
No,
I'll help. Like that, you keep track of that stuff. I don't know what it is
KB
either.
105,
But before you
91
get onto that,
105.
let me just remind you that I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. But even if I wasn't sponsored by it, it has something good in it that I just can't get enough of. When put it like that makes it really sound like a problem. You know what's not a problem? Dr. Pepper. Goes down smooth. Catherine's been trying to talk to me about how too much of this stuff is going to make me feel worse and worse. Never had the time to listen to it all. You know who always listens? Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper will always be there. If I stop working for a second, I'll listen to all the algorithm. It's like an endurance race. Who can consistently upload popular videos the longest without burning out? What's
弱点
up
は
there?
ここだな
Maintaining the channel, sponsorship deals, and grinding
一方的
wins in
だな
streaming game warfare. Someone else is going to take your place in the algorithm. It's impossible heck. Myself to death when I was behind on my uploads. But it's 48 hours straight playing. I didn't talk to sponsors. I was even talking to sponsors while I was playing. And those are my
Oh, he
buddies.
came up on my left. He's
That guy
underneath
didn't know
the.
in my latest video. There was an opportunity I took with a brand I thought was complete
He's
dead.
down into the dip
Let
on
me
the
continue
left
to
of me.
keep my legacy going indefinitely.
I'm not gonna
Man,
bother
this man is too
respawning.
much. There's nothing I enjoy more than gaming.
I guess since you are.
Sick of playing shooting game warfare. It just doesn't feel the same once you spend the hour like playing it forever as a job. I'm just so tired, man. Is that just the coffee that's making me mad?
弱点はここだな
Dad, you should take a break. Catherine's always recommended I take a break. It's not
損害
that
警
easy
備
to take one.
何も問題な
I
い
need to choose between being happy and keeping this success going. It's weird. I just because I'm not
I hit him.
playing games as a career.
At the end, I hit him with a rocket.
I was just reminded about how I could also be monetizing for work. That's true.
Yeah, I got one of them.
That sucks to still have the fun of gaming for me.
I was like, oh, it says tank destroyer. There's a good chance it's not gonna have any armor. Let me go towards that. That's what I did.
That's where most tanks would actually try to stay away from. Oh god, it says tank destroyer. As
Yeah.
Faye goes, oh boy, a tank destroyer.
Yeah, around this point it does.
Yes. And that's epic. Quick gaming tip before you start.
Oh
don't
boy,
miss
tank
the fun this
destroyer.
time.
That
My
means
details,
paper.
My Angels Onward sponsorship. I've been running around, but disturbing my streams for maybe
And then you shred them, right, Q?
Me?
Mhm.
I don't know. The only science degree I have is in BSc and Dev Suffering Minor pre-launch guides.
Alright, let's see if my internet's working.
Excuse of a joke. Fortnite Johnson sits back to the corner of the room and engrosses herself in an old classic game. Decals on the wall. Oh my god, they start to glow in a rainbow of colors. Go away, hipsters.
Hey, it's
Be
working.
gone.
Hooray! Alright. See ya.
You don't belong in a true
Oh
gaming
yeah,
setup.
forgot you were leaving.
night.
All
Yeah.
right. I'll
I'm
see
gonna
you.
try to download it. It's
Visually on your
3:30.
eyes.
Yep, see ya.
See you under there.
User disconnected from your channel.
They get rid of these LEDs too. They're kind of tacky. Oh no, my God! There's so many of them. And that's game. Come check in with me here. You got RGB eyes. How about input and output 2? I don't want classic. Yeah, I'm gonna play that today. I'll actually turn off my stream and take a day off. I trust my gamer gang. I believe they'll understand me taking some time off.